Nobody saw this coming. For weeks, the internet has been trying to figure out what really happened between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs after that chaotic Super Bowl weekend. At first, people thought it was just another celebrity breakup. A few cold Instagram posts, some unfollows, a couple rumors spreading online. But now, this situation is turning into something way bigger than anybody expected. Because according to reports circulating online, Stefon Diggs has allegedly admitted to making serious mistakes during his relationship with Cardi B. And fans believe the Super Bowl may have been the moment everything finally fell apart behind the scenes. Social media users have been connecting timelines, reposting old clips, digging through interviews, and uncovering details that paint a much messier picture than the public originally knew. And the craziest part? People close to the situation are now claiming this drama didn't start at the Super Bowl. They believe it had been building for months, while Cardi was trying to protect her relationship from public embarrassment. Now fans are asking one question. Did Cardi already know the truth before the internet figured it out? Because if these rumors are true, this breakup story just changed completely. Alright, so before we even talk about the alleged confession, you need to understand why the internet became completely obsessed with this situation in the first place. Because this wasn't just some random celebrity breakup that people forgot about after 2 days. The second Cardi B and Stefon Diggs started acting different online, fans immediately knew something was wrong. And once social media detectives started putting the pieces together, the entire story exploded. Now everybody remembers how fast Cardi and Stefon became one of the most talked about celebrity couples online. 1 minute Cardi was publicly done with all the drama surrounding Offset, talking about protecting her peace and focusing on herself. And the next minute, she's popping out with Stefon, looking happier than ever. Yacht pictures, romantic captions, luxury vacations, courtside appearances. Fans really believe Cardi had finally found somebody different. Somebody calmer, somebody more mature, somebody who would treat her better than what she dealt with in the past. And honestly, Cardi looked happy. That's what made this whole situation hit harder for people watching from the outside. She wasn't moving like somebody forcing a relationship for attention. She looked comfortable, relaxed, excited about starting over. Even interviews started sounding different. Fans noticed the energy shift immediately. After years of public relationship drama, cheating rumors, breakup headlines, and constant online chaos involving Offset, people thought Cardi was finally entering a softer chapter of her life. But while fans were celebrating this new beginning, rumors were already quietly floating around online. At first, nobody paid attention because celebrity gossip pops up every single day. One random tweet would say Stefon was still entertaining other women. Another blog would hint that there were unresolved situations from before he got serious with Cardi. Then there were whispers about women connected to him still being around behind the scenes. But because there was no proof, most people ignored it. That changed once the timeline started getting messy. Around the time Cardi publicly announced her pregnancy, social media users started noticing conversations online about Stefon's personal life that didn't really match the image being shown publicly. People began asking questions about different women connected to him. Then suddenly old posts started resurfacing. Fans started comparing dates, comparing appearances, comparing photos, comparing captions. And once the internet starts doing timeline investigations, things can spiral fast. What really pushed everything into another level was the Super Bowl. That's when fans believe everything finally collapsed at the same time. Now, publicly, the Super Bowl should have been a huge moment for Stefon Diggs. Massive spotlight, huge audience, career-defining attention, and Cardi was right there supporting him. But instead of becoming a power couple moment, the entire weekend turned into internet chaos almost overnight. Fans immediately noticed Cardi's energy felt different. The posts were colder. The vibe looked off. Videos started circulating showing Cardi appearing distant. Then people noticed she reportedly left early. Then came the unfollow rumors. And once that happened, social media went into full detective mode, trying to figure out what happened behind the scenes. That's when other names started entering the conversation. One woman connected to Stefon allegedly posted content from the Super Bowl weekend with her child. Another woman was rumored to have access connected to the event as well. Suddenly, fans started asking why multiple women linked to Stefon were appearing around the same time during one of the biggest weekends of his career, while Cardi was also present. And this is where the internet started building the narrative that things behind the scenes were much worse than anyone realized. Now, to be clear, a lot of this has been driven by online speculation and unverified reports. But that didn't stop social media from creating theories about what they believed happened that weekend. According to viral discussions online, people began accusing Stefon of trying to juggle multiple situations at once while still maintaining his public relationship with Cardi. And once fans started believing there was a pattern instead of one isolated incident, public opinion shifted fast. Because people can forgive one mistake easier than they forgive repeated behavior. And that's exactly why this story became so massive online. The internet wasn't just reacting to cheating rumors anymore. Fans started looking at the relationship differently altogether. They began revisiting old interviews, old posts, old appearances. People started saying certain moments suddenly made more sense in hindsight. Every small interaction became evidence for online detectives trying to build the bigger picture. Then came the alleged reports that Stefon had privately admitted he made mistakes during the relationship. That detail sent social media into complete meltdown mode, because now fans felt like their suspicions were being validated. Suddenly, every rumor, every timeline theory, every reposted clip started getting treated like confirmation. TikTok pages were breaking down the relationship day by day. Twitter users were making full threads connecting events together. YouTube commentary channels jumped on the story immediately because celebrity betrayal stories always explode online, especially when Cardi B is involved. And honestly, one reason people became so emotionally invested in this situation is because Cardi's fanbase has watched her go through public heartbreak before. Fans remember everything that happened during her relationship drama with Offset, the cheating rumors, the public apologies, the emotional interviews, the constant cycle of breakup and reconciliation. So when people thought she had finally found somebody better, they got attached to the idea of her finally being happy. That's why the backlash against Stefon became so intense once rumors started spreading. Fans weren't just looking at this like another celebrity scandal. They started framing it like Cardi had been deceived after trying to trust again. And once that emotional narrative took over online, the internet completely turned on Stefon. What made things even worse was the silence. Neither side really came out publicly explaining everything in detail. And whenever celebrities stay quiet during viral rumors, social media usually fills the silence with theories. Every hour without clarification made the speculation bigger. People started assuming the silence itself was confirmation. And by that point, the story was already way bigger than just gossip blogs. It became a full internet conversation. Then more alleged details started surfacing. Some online reports claim Cardi may have already suspected problems months before the Super Bowl. Others claimed there were arguments happening privately long before fans noticed anything publicly. There were even rumors saying people close to Cardi warned her about certain situations early in the relationship, but she wanted to believe things would work out differently this time. Again, none of this has been fully confirmed publicly. But once those narratives started spreading online, fans fully leaned into the idea that the Super Bowl wasn't the beginning of the breakup. It was just the moment everything finally became impossible to hide anymore. And honestly, that theory is exactly why this story keeps growing. Because if fans believe Cardi spent months trying to protect a relationship that was already falling apart behind the scenes, it changes how people view the entire situation. Suddenly, the cold posts make sense. The distance makes sense. The silence makes sense. Even the unfollow rumors started looking more serious to fans after all these alleged reports started circulating online. Now people are saying the Super Bowl wasn't just a bad night. They believe it was the breaking point. And according to social media, once Cardi saw the full picture, she was completely done. Now, once the internet became convinced that the Super Bowl was the final breaking point, people started digging even deeper into Stefon Diggs' personal life. And that's when the conversation became way more intense. because fans weren't just talking about one alleged incident anymore. They started questioning the entire relationship timeline from the very beginning. Social media users began reposting old clips and interviews, trying to figure out whether there were warning signs hiding in plain sight the whole time. And the more people looked back, the more theories started spreading online about how complicated this situation may have actually been behind the scenes. One thing that kept coming up repeatedly was Stefon's history with multiple women connected to different periods of his life. Online blogs and gossip pages started discussing overlapping timelines, rumored relationships, and reports involving different mothers of his children. And once fans started counting dates and comparing timelines, the internet basically turned the situation into a giant investigation board. Suddenly, everybody thought they had uncovered some secret puzzle. People started saying Cardi may have entered the relationship without fully understanding how messy certain situations already were before they became official. According to online speculation, some fans believe there were unresolved relationships still happening quietly in the background while Stefon was publicly building this new image with Cardi. And honestly, that theory spread fast because people already wanted somebody to blame. The internet loves creating heroes and villains in celebrity drama. And in this situation, Cardi quickly became the sympathetic figure, while Stefon became the guy fans accused of hiding secrets. Whether every rumor was true or not almost stopped mattering at that point, because public opinion had already shifted emotionally. That's when more alleged insider stories started appearing online. Some blogs claimed people close to the couple privately knew the relationship wasn't as perfect as social media made it look. Others claimed there were trust issues developing long before fans noticed anything publicly. Then there were rumors saying Cardi allegedly confronted Stefon multiple times about suspicious behavior during the relationship, but kept trying to move forward anyway because she wanted stability. Again, these are internet reports and fan theories, not confirmed public statements. But once millions of people start repeating the same narrative online, the story takes on a life of its own. And the biggest thing fueling the conversation was this idea that Cardi ignored red flags because she truly wanted the relationship to work. That part really connected emotionally with audiences. A lot of fans started projecting their own experiences onto the situation. People online were saying things like, "She saw the signs but hoped he would change," or "She wanted peace after everything she went through with Offset." Suddenly, the story stopped being just celebrity gossip and turned into something audiences emotionally related to. That's why the reactions became so strong. Meanwhile, Stefon's silence only made things worse. Every day, without a direct response, gave social media more room to create theories. Some people said his team was trying to contain the damage privately instead of addressing everything publicly. Others believed he stayed quiet because any statement would create even more backlash. And while all of that was happening, Cardi kept moving differently online. Fans noticed she seemed calmer after the breakup rumors started spreading, which sounds strange, but people online interpreted her silence as confidence. Instead of posting emotional breakdowns or responding publicly, Cardi mostly appeared unbothered. She kept showing up at events, posting content, working, laughing, living life normally. And ironically, that made the internet support her even harder, because people started saying, if she's this calm, she probably already knew everything. That narrative exploded online. Suddenly, fans were reinterpreting every old interaction through this new lens. Old clips of Cardi looking quiet around Stefon became evidence she was unhappy. Interviews where she sounded emotional suddenly got analyzed differently. Even harmless moments became part of internet conspiracy theories, trying to prove the relationship had been falling apart for a long time. And then another rumor added gasoline to the fire. Some online discussions claimed Cardi allegedly made it very clear early in the relationship that cheating or hidden children would immediately end things between them. Fans started repeating this alleged boundary everywhere online because it made the breakup story feel even more dramatic. People were basically framing the situation like Stefon already knew exactly what would destroy the relationship, but still took the risk anyway. Whether that's fully true or not, it became a huge part of the online narrative. And once fans emotionally lock into a storyline, it spreads everywhere. TikTok creators started making dramatic edits about Cardi finally choosing herself. Twitter threads broke down every rumor timeline. YouTube commentary channels started calling the relationship a disaster waiting to happen. The entire situation transformed from celebrity gossip into full-blown internet entertainment. But what really intensified the backlash against Stefon was the idea that multiple situations allegedly collided publicly during the Super Bowl weekend itself. According to online speculation, fans believe Cardi may have realized the full extent of everything all at once. Not through one argument, not through one text message, but through multiple details suddenly connecting together publicly during the biggest weekend possible. And if that's true, people understand why the breakup appeared so immediate afterward. Because from the internet's perspective, it wasn't just embarrassment. Fans believed it was humiliation on a massive public level. That's why people reacted so strongly to Cardi allegedly unfollowing him afterward. In celebrity culture, social media actions become headlines instantly. An unfollow isn't just an unfollow anymore. Fans treat it like a public announcement. And once rumors started spreading that Cardi had cut ties online, people took that as confirmation the relationship was completely finished. Then came another major shift in the conversation. Instead of asking whether cheating happened, fans started asking how long everything had allegedly been going on behind the scenes. That question changed everything. Because if audiences believe somebody has been lying for months instead of making one mistake, forgiveness becomes way harder. And that's exactly what happened online. People stopped treating Stefon like somebody who made a bad decision and started framing him like somebody living a double life. Again, that's largely driven by rumors and speculation online. But emotionally, the internet had already decided the story. Meanwhile, Cardi's image continued getting stronger through all of this. Fans started praising her for walking away instead of repeating old cycles. People said she looked stronger, smarter, more mature. Some even compared this situation to her past relationship drama with Offset and argued that Cardi had finally learned to choose herself instead of staying trapped in public heartbreak. That became a huge part of the online conversation. People weren't just discussing betrayal anymore. They were discussing growth. And honestly, that's probably why this story became bigger than a normal breakup headline. Audiences love redemption arcs. They love comeback stories. They love watching somebody leave a messy situation and appear stronger afterward. So the more Stefon got criticized online, the more Cardi got praised for leaving. At the same time, rumors continued spreading that Stefon allegedly regretted everything after the relationship ended. Some gossip pages claimed he privately admitted losing Cardi was one of the biggest mistakes he'd made. Others claimed he wanted another chance, but understood why she was done. There were even reports suggesting people close to him felt he underestimated how serious Cardi was about protecting her peace this time around. And honestly, that part changed how some fans viewed the situation too. Because people started saying Stefon may not have expected Cardi to actually leave for good. Fans believed maybe he thought things would play out like other celebrity relationships, where public drama eventually blows over. But instead, Cardi allegedly cut emotional ties quickly and kept moving forward publicly without looking back. That shocked people, especially because audiences are used to celebrity couples breaking up and getting back together constantly. But this situation felt different to fans. The silence felt colder. The separation felt more final. And the longer Cardi stayed quiet while looking unbothered publicly, the more people believed she was truly finished emotionally. And honestly, if the internet is right about even half these rumors, the damage may already be impossible to repair. Because once trust gets destroyed publicly on that level, especially with millions of people watching online, relationships rarely survive the pressure afterward. Now fans are waiting to see whether either side eventually tells the full story publicly. But until then, social media has already created its own version of events. And in that version, the Super Bowl wasn't just a football game. It was the moment an entire relationship collapsed in front of the world. And honestly, the craziest part about this entire situation is how fast public opinion completely flipped once people started believing there was a bigger pattern behind the scenes. Because at the beginning, some fans were actually defending Stefon Diggs. A lot of people thought the breakup rumors were probably exaggerated internet gossip, like celebrity drama usually is. Some even accused fans of overanalyzing social media posts and creating fake narratives out of nothing. But once the alleged reports about private admissions started circulating online, the entire conversation changed almost overnight. Suddenly, people weren't asking if something happened anymore. They started asking how much Cardi B had already endured privately before finally walking away. And that question completely transformed the public image of the relationship. Fans began revisiting everything. Old interviews where Cardi talked about wanting peace suddenly hit differently. Clips where she mentioned protecting her heart after past relationships started trending again. Even moments that once looked romantic began getting analyzed in a darker way by internet detectives trying to uncover hidden tension between the two. And the internet does this every single time with celebrity breakups. Once the relationship ends, fans go backward through old content, try to locate the real story. Every facial expression becomes suspicious. Every awkward interaction becomes evidence. Every deleted post suddenly matters. That's exactly what happened here. People online started saying Cardi had probably been carrying emotional stress for months while trying to keep the relationship together publicly. And whether that's true or not, the audience believed it. That's important because perception online often becomes stronger than facts themselves. Once millions of people emotionally connect to a narrative, it spreads everywhere regardless of whether every detail is fully confirmed. That's why this situation exploded far beyond normal celebrity gossip pages. It turned into one of those internet stories where everybody suddenly has an opinion. Some people blamed Stefon completely. Others argued Cardi should have left earlier if there were already warning signs. A few fans even claimed the relationship moved too fast from the beginning. But one thing almost everybody agreed on was this. The Super Bowl weekend appears to have changed everything permanently. And honestly, people are still obsessed with trying to figure out what exactly happened behind the scenes during those final moments. According to online rumors, the atmosphere around the couple during the event allegedly became tense long before fans realized there were problems. Some people claimed Cardi looked emotionally disconnected in certain clips from the weekend. Others pointed to reports that she allegedly left early after becoming upset about things happening privately around her. Again, none of this has been fully confirmed publicly. But social media basically treated every rumor like a clue in a giant mystery. And then came the bigger conversation nobody expected. People started discussing the emotional pressure of dating publicly while millions of strangers analyze your relationship every day. That became a huge topic online because fans realized this situation wasn't just messy privately. Everything unfolded in front of cameras, blogs, live streams, gossip pages, and nonstop social media commentary. Every move became public instantly. Every rumor spread globally within minutes. And once trust starts breaking down inside a relationship under that level of public attention, things can spiral incredibly fast, especially when children, exes, and overlapping timelines become part of the conversation. That's why many fans started sympathizing with Cardi even more. People said no matter how famous or successful somebody is, public embarrassment still hurts. And according to the internet narrative surrounding this breakup, fans believe Cardi reached a point where protecting her peace became more important than protecting the relationship itself. That message connected deeply with audiences. Social media became flooded with posts about self-respect, boundaries, and recognizing unhealthy patterns. TikTok creators started using Cardi's situation as an example of why people should leave relationships once trust disappears. Twitter users turned her silence into a symbol of emotional strength. Meanwhile, commentary channels continued feeding the story every single day because audiences couldn't stop watching. And honestly, Celebrity drama channels thrive on stories exactly like this. You've got fame, rumors, betrayal, public humiliation, emotional fallout, viral social media moments, mystery, suspense. It has every ingredient needed to dominate online conversations for weeks. But there's another reason this story exploded the way it did. People were emotionally invested in Cardi finally getting a happy ending. After everything fans watched her go through publicly with Offset, audiences wanted to believe she had finally escaped toxic relationship cycles. So when rumors started spreading that Stefon allegedly repeated some of the same behaviors people criticized in her past relationships, fans reacted emotionally. To them, it felt like history repeating itself. And that's exactly why the backlash became so personal online. People weren't just criticizing Stefon as a celebrity. They were reacting to what they believed the situation represented emotionally. Broken trust, public embarrassment, repeated disrespect. Those themes connect with people far beyond celebrity gossip. Meanwhile, rumors continued spreading that Stefon privately regretted how everything played out. Some reports claimed he allegedly underestimated how serious the consequences would become once everything reached the internet. Others suggested he thought the rumors would eventually die down quietly instead of turning into a massive public narrative against him. But by that point, social media had already chosen sides. And once the internet chooses a villain in celebrity drama, it's almost impossible to reverse, especially when silence creates room for endless speculation. That's another huge reason this story kept growing. Nobody publicly came out with a complete explanation. No detailed interview, no full breakdown, no direct clarification addressing every rumor circulating online. So instead, the internet filled those gaps itself. And honestly, that usually makes situations worse. Because theories become facts after enough reposts. Speculation becomes accepted truth after enough reaction videos. Suddenly people start repeating rumors with complete confidence even when nobody actually knows the full story privately. That's exactly what happened here. At the center of all this chaos, though, Cardi appeared to keep moving forward publicly without looking back. And that probably frustrated some people expecting public drama or emotional reactions online. Instead, fans mostly saw somebody continuing to work, continue appearances, continue posting, and continue living life normally despite the nonstop headlines. Ironically, that silence may have strengthened public support for her even more, because people interpreted it as emotional maturity. Fans started saying Cardi no longer needed public validation or public apologies. They believed she had already emotionally detached from the relationship by the time the rumors exploded publicly. Whether that's true or not, that became the dominant online narrative surrounding her side of the breakup. And honestly, narratives matter more than almost anything in celebrity culture. Public image can completely shift based on perception alone. Right now, the internet sees Cardi as somebody who finally chose herself after recognizing repeated red flags. Meanwhile, Stefon's image online has been shaped heavily by rumors, speculation, and the idea that he allegedly mishandled multiple situations at once until everything exploded publicly. Will the full truth ever actually come out? Maybe, maybe not. Because behind every celebrity headline, there's usually a private reality the public never fully sees. Fans only know pieces. Blogs know pieces. Social media knows pieces. But the real story between two people almost always stays more complicated than what trends online. Still, one thing is clear. This situation became way bigger than a normal breakup. It turned into one of the most talked about celebrity drama stories online because people saw more than just relationship gossip. They saw trust issues, public humiliation, emotional growth, boundaries, consequences, and a woman many fans believe finally stopped ignoring the warning signs. Now the internet is waiting to see what happens next. Will Stefon eventually speak publicly? Will Cardi ever address the rumors directly? Will more details continue leaking online? Nobody knows. But until then, social media will keep analyzing every post, every appearance, and every rumor connected to both of them. Because once the internet becomes emotionally invested in a celebrity breakup story like this, the conversation rarely ends quickly. And right now, fans believe the real story may still be unfolding behind the scenes. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Cardi B made the right decision by walking away from Stefon Diggs? Or do you think the internet may have blown this entire situation out of proportion? And if these rumors are true, do you believe the Super Bowl was really the moment everything finally fell apart behind the scenes? This whole story has social media completely divided right now. Some people believe Cardi ignored too many warning signs for too long, while others think she handled the situation perfectly by choosing her peace and moving on quietly without public drama. Meanwhile, fans are still trying to figure out how much of these reports are actually true and how much is internet speculation that spiraled out of control. One thing's for sure, though, this breakup turned into way more than just celebrity gossip. It became one of the biggest online conversations because millions of people connected emotionally to the situation and started seeing their own experiences reflected in the story. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know where you stand on all of this. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest celebrity drama, breaking stories, and viral entertainment news the second it drops.